Alright there folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Good to see you as always. How are we? How did we do today? Cleaned up, didn't we? Got all them picks right. Well done if you jumped on any of them. We got the double. We had Sinner in the first set and Djokovic to win the game. Happy days. We also got the 2-unit locks as well, didn't we? We had Mahac plus the 5.5 and we also had Djokovic minus the 2.5. Sound. What more can you want there? What more can you ask for? Like I said, well done if you jumped on. Let me know if you got any winners. We have finally reached the final. Reached the final, but it's not all doom and gloom. We've got another 3 tournaments starting for Monday, so I think, where are we? Sweden, Belgium, Kazakhstan, something like that. Yeah, we'll have all them 3 covered, don't worry about it. But for now, we've got Jannik Sinner, Novak Djokovic in the final of the Shanghai Masters. Before we get into it, like the video if you would, subscribe if you're not. If you want to support the channel, you can do just that. Links in the description and the pinned comment along with the pics. Right then. Right. You know what, I've enjoyed this Masters. Thinking about just touching on that before we start. What you reckon on the event? The tournament. Let's call it a tournament. I've really enjoyed it. We've had some really good games. We've done really well. We've been on the right side of a lot of games. We've fell short a couple of times, like barely. It was mainly the Frenchies weren't there at the start of the tournament, but I feel like we finished strong, definitely. See if we can wrap it up with a win. Right then, what are we doing here, folks? What are we doing here? I imagine a lot of you have already made up your mind about who you're going for in this one. Let's talk about it a little bit. Well, let's talk about what we can. We've got Djokovic and Sinner. Head-to-head is 4-3 to Djokovic. We're getting Sinner at 1.45, yeah. Call it 1.45 on the decimal. Djokovic 2.7, 2.8. You know, it's going between. Both of them won 9 of the last 10. Last time Djokovic got beat, that was to Popper in the US Open. And then, obviously, Sinner was that game in the Beijing final against Alcaraz. 0-3 against Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner is this season as well. It's mad that, isn't it? Yeah. Personally, I think he's a better player than him as well. It's just, you know, according to that, he's not. But, yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, since the loss, obviously, I feel like a lot of us, I'm not saying a lot of us didn't expect Jannik Sinner to be as good as what he is, but I've seen a lot of people maybe thinking, you know, either had that Beijing hangover, especially going to the final, having the 3 sets against Alcaraz. I get it, but it hasn't seemed to matter at all. It hasn't made the difference. He's been unplayable, absolutely unplayable in the Masters. Djokovic been equally as good. I'd say more impressive, would you say? I don't know. It's hard to say who's more impressive when you're talking about these two in it, because you'd expect both of them to just make it to the final, and then, you know, that's when it really matters, innit? You know, Jannik Sinner's beat Taro Daniel. They both only dropped 1 set since Steve last got beat as well. Djokovic winning more games since his last loss. Jannik Sinner's beat Taro Daniel. He dropped a set to Echeverry. He beat Ben Shelton, Daniel Medvedev. Thomas Mahac seems to have just gotten better as the tournament's gotten on. That game against Thomas Mahac today, quick shout out to Thomas Mahac as well. We've won some money on him the past couple of days. He covered that spread just about. I was never in doubt that Sinner was going to win that one, but looking at how good Thomas Mahac has played throughout the Masters, Jannik Sinner just fucking dusted him aside. Got broke pretty early on. Well, I think it was the first one. Got broke straight away. Pretty much got it back just as quick. Dealt with him nice and easily. You know, Thomas Mahac fucking fisted Carlos Alcaraz. Absolutely fisted him. Same in the Medvedev game as well. Sinner made that one look easy. He made Medvedev look like he weren't even in the top 100. Good shit against Ben Shelton. And then on to Djokovic. You know, he's beat Alex Michelsen, Flavio Caboli, Roman Safiullin. He dropped the 1 set to Jakob Mensah. And then he beat Taylor Fritz, like we said he would. Dead easy. 2.5 we got for Djokovic yesterday. I said it, didn't I? I said it. Like, he covers that. On average, he probably covers that in the first set, let alone the game. Well done if he jumped on Djokovic minus the points there. I feel like I feel like that had to be a mistake by the bookies. We're getting 2.5 in this one as well. I forgot to mention Djokovic plus the points. I don't think so, I don't think so. There's one thing we've come to realise, especially it's 2024, Sunday the 13th of October 2024, Yannick Sinner is better than Djokovic, Let's just fucking say it. Let's just call it for what it is. This season alone, I feel like we know what to expect with this matchup. We've seen Djokovic, apart from that run in the Olympics, hasn't really, I'm not going to say he hasn't been good because he has. It's fucking Djokovic, 37-8 overall on the season. But, we look at Yannick Sinner, 66-6. The time has most definitely caught up to Djokovic. It's been very, very noticeable this season, if you'd ask me. It's weird because he's still 10 times better than pretty much, if not everyone on tour, apart from Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. It depends what you want to back. You want them, look, I love Djokovic, I do. I always have done. I always say as well, you don't get rich betting against Djokovic. You just don't. We took Mensah plus that 5.5 the other day. Didn't come in. We took Djokovic minus the points today. It did. There you go. Less said. I just think Yannick Sinner's just got... We know he's got enough, more than enough to beat him. We know he has. Considering it is Djokovic, he's nearly a 2-1 underdog. And based off how good the pair of them have been playing, fantastic. So good. I feel like them odds tell us all we need to know. 1.4 on the decimal for Yannick Sinner. Fantastic season. He's been just unplayable throughout the entirety of the year. These played each other a couple times over a span of a couple months, over in like the Masters Cup, Davis Cup, and then over in the Australian Open. I forgot to mention that game in the Australian Open. For those that remember, Yannick Sinner absolutely beasted him. Absolutely beasted him. And like I've just mentioned, apart from that win in the Olympics, Djokovic hasn't really done anything that would suggest to me he's got... Alright, it's a best of 3, so that does change things, but I just think if Djokovic is going to beat Yannick Sinner here, and we've said it all week, he loves this Shanghai Masters. He's won it how many times? 4 times. He's no stranger to being in this situation. Are we going to back the experience of Djokovic, or are we just going to back the fun of Yannick Sinner? Me personally, I prefer to take the latter. I think Yannick Sinner's got too much. He should be winning this one. As regarding the spread, man, it's 2.5. I think he covers it, I really do. I think he gets a break. He may just win it in straight sets. I think he gets a break, definitely. And then if he does get a break, I'd fancy Yannick Sinner in a tie break as well. I really would. I mean, Djokovic, he was looking like a point where... There was definitely a point in time where Djokovic could have dropped that second set to Taylor Fritz, and I feel like if that was Yannick Sinner, he's not going to be so forgiven. So, all of that wrapped up into one neat little Italian package. I am going to have to side with Yannick Sinner to take the Shanghai Masters final, going against all I believe in betting against Djokovic. But it's time, man. This time's come. Yannick Sinner's too fit. He's too fit, he's too quick, he's too aggressive, you know what I mean? He puts so much pressure on the play. And from what I've seen of Djokovic, not even just the past few months, pretty much all season, is it his knee or his hip or both? I don't know. He's definitely picked up something that he just can't seem to shake. I think Yannick Sinner, not only will he win enough 3 points on the serve like he always does, he should just get enough 3 points where, Djokovic just doesn't run for balls anymore, does he? He came out flying in that first set against Taylor Fritz, but as the game got on, all the sliding and all the running, that stops. You can't afford to slow down against Yannick Sinner. Here's what I'm going to do with you folks. And for those that can do it on your sportsbook or your bookies, depending on where you are, I've got a bet builder sorted for this, and I've got a unit lock. So It's up to you what you want to go for. I am going to be going for this. I'm going to take Yannick Sinner on the money line. Over 8.5 games in the first set and over 7.5 games in the second set. Evens on Bet365. Happy days. Happy days. Sinner to win. We need a 6-3 or more in the first set and then a 6-2 or more in the second. And then whatever happens, happens. We just need Sinner to win. And the unit lock, for those of you that haven't guessed already, Yannick Sinner -2.5. Lock it in, lock it up. Let me know what you think. Get your best bets in, all that shite. NFL tomorrow as well. NFL Sunday. Let me know what you're going for. Got anything for that? It's interesting. Just anyone watch that Bivol fight then? Anyone watch Beterbiev? Is it Beterbiev? Dmitry Bivol? I think Bivol got fucking fisted there. I genuinely thought he won that. Bookies thought he won. He was a pretty massive favourite when that fight ended. I don't know. If that fight weren't in Saudi, I feel like we would have got a different result. One of them cards as well for that, yeah, I don't know. It's tennis we're talking about. If you watched it, let me know. If you didn't, doesn't matter. I'll be saying good night to you folks. I'm going to go and watch the UFC and chill out. Best of luck to you. Well done if you cashed today. Cashed yesterday, pardon me. Let's cash again today. Hope you enjoyed the tournament, enjoy the final, and I'll see you tomorrow night for the other three. Back to normality, European times. Happy with that. I'm well happy with that. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Enjoy the tennis, innit? Enjoy the final. Let's go get that cash, and I'll see you tomorrow.